Linda. Welcome to my craft room. Cricut has some new pop-up cards, and I'm going to be doing the Easter basket pop-up, the basket of flowers pop-up, and also this new sunflower pop-up. So if you want to subscribe and hit the little bell, that'll tell you when I have a new video coming out. So sometime in the next 3 weeks, I'll have all three of them loaded up, okay? So this is the sunflower one. Now, Cricut's is just this, okay? And I added a little bit of extra. This says Hello Sunshine, but you could easily, and this is a Cricut Access image, so you know it's not anything fancy that you have to download or any of that stuff. You've already got it all. You could change this to happy birthday, to you are my sunshine. I mean, there's tons of stuff. You make my day sunny, whatever you want to do. So I added this on here, and then there is the pop-up sunflower. Look how cool that is. And it also, you don't have to put this part in. You can just, if you just need something, like if you want to put thank you, it's a really good thank you. You just sign your name, that's fine. But if you would like to do a longer note, and since there's not a whole lot of room on the card to do it, they have added this. It's hard for me to do with one hand here. This little card that you can write on, that'll slide out and do your note, and then it'll slide back in, and there you go. How cute is that? I think this would be really cute for a thank you too. So let's go make it. Here we are in Cricut. Now, these cards, especially these new pop-up cards, are not under images. They're on the front page here. So what we're going to do is we are going to search for pop-up cards. Okay, and I have already done a bunch of these, and eventually I'm going to have them all done. So today we're going to do the sunflower right here, but I've also going to be uploading the Easter basket and the flower basket. I've done these, the hot air balloon, the Christmas tree, the flowers, the unicorn, 2 different ways. So just subscribe and you'll get all these on your YouTube. So let's do this sunflower. So we're going to click on it, and then we're going to hit customize, and that will put it on our canvas. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and ungroup all of these so I can treat them as individuals. So you're going to go down here to the lower left and hit ungroup. There we go. We're not going to be doing the envelope. I usually will make sure that these cards are 5x7 when they're folded, and I just use regular 5x7 envelopes. But obviously, you just fold it and glue it, so you don't need me to show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and get rid of that. Then I added the Hello Sunshine on the front, just because I wanted it, you know, to be a little more interesting. If you don't want to add it, don't worry about it. Skip all this part. Go ahead and cut everything out and go on to the next part. So first, let's get the Hello Sunshine. Oh, I just did the Easter card, so let's do the sunshine. And it is all Cricut images start with #M, so let's do that. And it's a B5. I normally will give you guys a whole list, but we just have one thing for this. E765, 765, A. There you go. There it is right there. Okay, let's search. Hello Sunshine, and that's so cute. We're going to insert that onto our canvas. There we go. Everything is the right size except for this, and we are going to change it. On this one, we're going to do the width. We're going to go down here to edit, which is next to actions. And the width is going to be 4.5. So you just click on this and put 4.5. There you go. And as you can see, that fits on there just right. Right there. But we also need the lines that we're going to be, that we put on the behind them. And so we're going to go to shapes and square. Okay, here's your square. Now, we're going to make this longer and thinner. When you're doing both sides, you have to unlock it. See the little unlock on the bottom left-hand corner of the square. We're going to unlock it. And I'm going to go ahead and change this size before I duplicate it into 3. The 2 horizontal lines are going to be 4.75 by 0.35. 0.35. There we go, just like that. We are going to duplicate this because there's 2 horizontal lines. So you're going to go back to actions and you're going to hit duplicate. Okay, now you got 2. Okay, now we're going to duplicate it one more time because this one is still going to be 0.35 on the height. It's the same, but we're going to make it a little longer. It's going to be 5.25. So let's change this to 5.25. There you go, just like that. And this one is going to be the vertical one, like that. Whoops. This is going to be the vertical, your vertical line. Now, we need to get all the colors kind of situated. On mine, I changed these 2 here to orange because when I went to, hold on, this is going to be right up here behind it. I'm going to put it behind it real quick, send to the back. And I kind of wanted it to match more with the Hello Sunshine. And I think it looks a little better on the inside. So I changed both of these to the orange. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into sync. Okay. The black is not going to change, of course. The dark green. Actually, I made both of these greens. This one, hold on, this one and this one, the same green. So if you want to do that, it makes it a lot easier. I kept all 3 of these, kind of this light blue color. Let me show you here. Because I wanted to pull it up off of the green on the front of the card there, see? These here are all going to be the same yellows. Okay. Now, I think the easiest thing, since we just have one yellow for the sunshine on the Hello Sunshine, we're going to move it down here so it's the same color as the sunflowers. And all you do is hold down the 3 little lines and they will move for you. And this is here, this right here, that is the middle of your sun. And we're going to match those two back pieces of paper the same to make them orange. Okay. And so let's check. Oh, guess what we forgot? Your lines that go along with it. So we're going to change these to the yellow, same as the sunflower. So we're going to drag them right down here to the yellow. Okay. All 3 of them. And then you're done. Ready to cut. Yellow. And this guy down to yellow. Now let's double check. We got the black, which is the middle of the sunflower, the greens, the blue parts of the Hello Sunshine, your orange, your yellow, and your white. So boom, there you go. We're done. So go cut this out and I will meet you over at the craft table and we'll put it together. Okay, guys, here we are. We're here at the craft table. As you can see, it's well loved. It always is. And I do a lot of work here. And the glue I use is art glitter glue. I really like it. It's really good paper to paper glue. It dries really fast. You don't have to hold it for a long time. I get these on Amazon. I'll put you a link in below. And then my other tip is when I need to separate my different parts that I'm going to be working on. So here's the other part. I'll put them on these plates. I've used them hundreds of times. They just help me keep everything kind of organized. Okay, so first, before we do anything, we are going to glue these pieces together so they can be drying while we work on the front of the card, okay? You're going to need all 3 of your yellow pieces, okay, and this piece, okay? And all we're going to do is we're going to bend at the scores, okay, the tabs too, okay? We're going to do this with all of our pieces. Okay, it'll be easier for us to assemble it later once we get all this done. And what we're going to do with each piece is we're going to turn it, and then we are going to glue it on the little tab. Ignore the big tabs for right now, but let me see if I can show you. See? Now you want to butt the end of the one right up to the fold of the tab. Okay, just right there. So let's do that real quick. You're going to want to put the glue on this side. Okay. And then we are going to glue it right up to the fold. And if it's easier for you to fold it and then butt it up, then do that. Whatever makes it easier for you. Because this is your card, this is your project. There we go. And we're going to set these aside to dry. And we're going to do the same thing on these two. Look, we're just going to bend at the scores. Okay, all the way around. I find it easier to stick my thumb in there to do it. And then if you put your thumb in there, it kind of keeps it bending the right way. Thumbnail. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to glue this on the back, just like we did on the black, okay? So you're going to put some glue on the right side, flip it over. And again, you want to butt your flower right up to the fold, but you don't want it to overlap. So I usually just kind of fold it a little bit and make sure, because this is going to be folding to close the card. Whoops, folded it a little too quick, didn't I? Okay, so we want to make sure that, that this part still folds, okay? Set that aside and let it dry. We're going to do the exact same thing on these two, okay? Find your scores. There we go. These are in the middle of the leaves, so they're going to be a little more delicate, a little more harder. You just kind of have to work it. Again, put my thumb in the fold, just like that. There we go. And fold the tabs. Okay, and we're going to glue this together. Again, just right there, so the tab meets the fold. Okay, put a little glue on that. And then let's meet them up. Okay. Now, like I said, I want to make sure that it's even over here, and that you can still fold it. Okay, that's going to be the most important part. Okay, let's set that aside and let it dry. And we're going to do one more. This is going to be on the smaller part, so it's a little bit easier because you don't have those really long scores that you've got to fold. Fold the tabs in. Fold the tabs in, fold this tab, and then we're going to glue it on the back. This card is actually one of the easier of these pop-up cards. These are brand new from Cricut. I'm sure I've already told you that a couple times in this video. And this one actually is one of the easiest ones there. And it'll be great. You could do it for Mother's Day. You can you can change the writing on the front, and I'll go over that here in a minute. Okay, you've got those 4 pieces glued. We're going to set them aside and let them dry while we work on the front of the card. Okay, so let's do the little thingy first. The little Hello Sunshine. Okay, here are your outlines here, see? Just like that. Oh, there's the dot of the eye. Let's put that over there so it doesn't get lost. Then this white is going to go on last, just like that, okay? So let's get those glued up. And this doesn't have to be, you don't just super glue it on here. It's not being handled. Once it's glued on the front of your card, it will barely get touched. So now, if you are making something that somebody's going to be touching every day, or it's going to get some wear and tear, then yeah, you might want to glue it just a little better. But this, this is easy. Well, okay, so line it up here. Make sure that you've got the glue, you're putting the glue on the right side. This is your last layer, so I make sure I get all the kind of little bitty bits and pieces and corners. Okay, so again, it's going to go, you're just going to have a little bit of an outline all the way around, okay? There you go, like that. There we go. Move it up just a little bit. There we go, just like that. Then the sunshine goes here. And I know I already talked to you about why I picked the orange instead of using the off-white. I wanted the flower that's going to sit above this to kind of match something that was in this little thing. I just think it looks better. But of course, you can use whatever colors you want because, again, this is your card. And that's the fun of it being handmade, is you get to pick what you like. Okay, now it might be easier to start at one end or the other. It just depends. I'm going to start on this E, and I'm going to make sure I get it put in there. See, so it kind of, everything all fits. And then you're going to just work your way along the bottom here and make sure everything is all kind of in line, because you might have to see I had to move the S a little bit. There you go. Okay, and then we can do the hello. I'm going to start with the O, just because I know exactly where it goes, because it has a little bit of an outline. And if you want to stick it back under the little S, you can. If you want to put it on top of the S, you can too. It doesn't really matter. It's your choice. It's just a little tiny overlap, so it's really not going to make that much difference. Okay, and then an L. L will go here. Now, sometimes on these... Now, we know where the L and the O is going to go because it's got the outline. And then we figured the L is going to go right here too. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do the H, just so we can make sure that we've got good spacing and everything. Because as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of outline to use for these letters. So let's go back over here to this side. And sometimes when I'm doing letters without these backgrounds as a guide, I will start at the very middle. Like I would have started with the L and then built out this way. Just so to make sure that they're all, you know, the same distance apart, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And we know the other L is going to go right here, even with this L. So let's get that in there. There we go. Again, doesn't have to be exact. This is just a handmade card, and they're going to love it no matter what. Okay, so then we're going to put this here. There we go. Oh, let's make sure I got it straight in there. There we go. Hello, sunshine. And then you just have the sun. So let's get this guy glued in there real quick. And we're just going to match up the little things. It's going to overlap your words just a little bit. Okay. There we go. Going to move it around just a little tiny bit till it's in the right spot. And then a matching orange. Now, when we were picking out the colors and stuff, I explained I like to use a minimum of colors on cards because I think it helps kind of tie it all in together. Now, these, of course, that we just made on the canvas is two are short and one is longer. Okay, so those are going to go here. We're done with that plate, so it goes back so I can use it again. Okay, this one, now, let me explain. I'm going to move this up for just a minute because I need to explain this card a little bit. Okay, some of these pop-up cards have the slits that your pop-up thing is going to fit into on these two cards, but this one does not. It has it in the leaves. You see those? You see all the little slits there? Okay. But what this does have, it has a note card that slides in there. Okay, and I told you when we were making it, if you don't have something or bunch to write on the note card and you don't need it, then you just make two of these because they're exactly the same. But they have put a score line around the outside of this one. I don't know, it's hard to see, but when you made it, it did a score line all around. That's so you know not to put any glue inside the score line so the paper can slide in and out well. Okay, so let's do that one first. You're going to look for your little score line, but basically if you keep it along here, along the edge, you should do fine. No glue on the notched edge. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, now I usually start over here. You see how the distance between the top and the bottom, you kind of want to have that same along this side here. Here we go, kind of like that. How does that look? That looks good. And you're going to have a gap here, of course, because it needs to be able to fold and stuff. Okay, so there you go. And then this still slides in there, see, just like that. Okay, so let's get this out, and so this can dry. Now, this one, you also have to be careful because it's going to show through here, and you don't want to see any glue right here. So as long as we keep around the edges on this one, we'll be fine here too. So let's do that real quick. It's easier for me to get the inside done now before we do the cover. And then all we have left to do is do the flower, and you're done. Quick and easy. You will be an expert by the time we're done here. Okay, I want to match up the bottom of this card. Okay, so they pretty much look even, right? How's that? There we go. I moved it. Hold on. I moved it a little bit. Let me pull it up a little bit and get it straight. There we go. Again, doesn't have to be perfect because look, nobody's even going to pay any attention to that because this is going to go on top. Okay, like that. So it's just going to be barely a background, but it does matter on the cover. Now look. Now, if you wanted to, you could cut like a little circle of yellow and do all that. And that's your decision. You can cut some little pieces of green to cover it. You know, I like it just like this. So then we are going to put this. Okay, it's going to run right here, and it's going to match down here on the bottom. Okay, kind of right in the middle of where the end of this leaf and the fold is. Okay, so let's do that one real quick. Sorry, could you say that again? Oh, did you hear that? That was a ghost. No, that was my watch and Siri. And I guess I must have said something but I never use it, so I didn't know where it was coming from there for a second. Okay, there we go. Kind of do it halfway. Doesn't have to be perfect. This, see, is going to go here, and look how good that looks because it all matches. The yellow matches the yellow, the orange matches the orange, and the blues are just enough to kind of make it pop. Okay, so then we need these two, and we're going to put them, we're going to have them come all the way to the fold over here. Okay, so it's just to add a little interest and kind of finish it off. And if you like it just plain, like the Cricut thing shows, just this part, then hey, do just that part. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. I like it that way too. But, and again, I'm sure I've already said this, because I don't make the canvas stuff until after I've done all this stuff. So you don't have to use Hello Sunshine. You use Happy Birthday. You can use Happy Mother's Day. You can use Happy Anniversary. You know, there's lots of ideas. Okay, I do want part of this to be on the yellow. Okay, so it'll all kind of tie it together. So then we're going to glue right around the edge. There we go. And right there. See, it's got a little gap here between the H. And look at that. Look how cute that is. Look, you've already gotten almost the whole card done. Look at that. You're doing a great job. Okay, next thing we need to do is the flower. Okay, so there's a score down the middle. Okay, and I'm going to stick my thumbnail in there, and I'm going to go ahead and bend it. Okay, just because it's easier to do it now than it will be later. Okay, so let's get that, because that is going to bend when you close the card. So let's make sure that we get it bent just right. Okay, there we go. And sometimes I'll use one of my Cricut tools, or your, you can use anything you got. Okay, so there's that. And I am going to look up and make sure I know which way it goes. Okay, it's going to go this way. Okay, so the 2 leaves are towards the bottom of your card. Okay, and then when we're done with this part, we will glue it in. We will match this fold with that fold, just like that. And then when you close it, done. Okay, so, okay. Now, we already glued a bunch of the flowers, so we've got that done already. And make sure you know which one is small, medium, and large. Okay, so let's start with the large one. It's going to go in the very first slot on both sides. Okay, you see there's 4 slots. We're going to do it right here in this the first one, the biggest one. Okay. There, and you're going to want to put it all the way down to the fold. Okay, and here after we get all of the things in their slots, we'll turn it over and glue it. Okay, so you're not going to worry about that for right now, and you just kind of bend it up. Okay, and you're going to make sure it goes all the way down to the fold, just like that. Now look. Okay, then the medium one's going to go in the next slot. Okay. So it's easier for me to bend it just a little tiny bit, okay, to open up that slot. We're going to slide it right in there, see, just like that. And then this side, you're going to get a little bit more give if you bend it up just a little bit. But you're not going to hurt anything if you bend your flower just a little tiny bit. There you go. Look, I've got it tucked in there, and you're going to push it all the way to the fold. There you go. And then last one goes in the next slot. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. It's hard for me to do this and not get in the shot and be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, there we go. And we've got one slit left. Do you see that? Okay, that is for your black right here, and these tabs, okay, and they're going to go in that very last slot. Okay, there we go, just like that. And then this one is going to go in here. There, look, you've almost got your whole flower built. Look at that. You are doing fantastic. Okay, the next thing we do is we're going to take these little I don't know, what are they, rhombus, I don't know. Anyway, we're going to glue them right in here to cover up all the green. Okay, so let's put glue on here. Okay, now, I always tell everybody, especially with these pop-up cards, and we are going to double check to make sure this is going to fold well, that you kind of need to leave it open and let it dry for about overnight or a few hours. Because you don't want it to glue together when you close it, and you don't want to push that in. There we go. Let me make sure that I've got it on the fold. There we go. Because remember, we want it to open and close. Okay, there we go. It doesn't matter if the green shows, because the other black stuff we're getting ready to put in there are going to hide it. Well, I do want it a little closer. There we go, like that. Okay. Now, all we need to do is do this last little part. Okay, we are not going to glue all these tabs. See all these tabs we've been doing? We're not going to glue these on yet, because at the same tab that this black circle goes in, these are going to go in, okay? But it's going to be real quick and easy. So first, you need to bend it at the score in the middle, these two with the little tabs. Okay, let me show you. Let me lay these out for you real quick. Okay, you've got a big and a big. And then you've got these little guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's get those ready. Oh, and you know what? I just realized I forgot the eye in my sunshine. So I need, see it right here? Remember I laid it right here on the thing? I need to dot my eye, don't I? Can't have sunshine without an eye. Look, you see it right here? I will wet my finger a little bit to pick that up. Okay, see how I've got it on my finger? And then I'll get just as close as I can. Get it on there and then smoosh it over so it's in the right spot. There we go. I have to do that before I forget, because then I'll get to the point and then I'll forget all about it and it won't, my eye won't be dotted. Okay, these tabs are going to bend out while this bends in. Okay, so you're going to bend these out like this. And they will eventually bend like this too, but you don't have to worry about that too much yet. Okay, and then these are going to bend out while this bends in. See? Okay. Now, these two are going to hook together, and there's some other of those pop-up cards, and if you check my channel, I already got a bunch of them on there, and they are so cute. And have you seen how much pop-up cards cost? It's crazy. You know, Hallmark and everybody started doing them, and they are sky high, like $10. Okay, so there you go. You got this, and you've got this. Okay, now, one of these has these little slits at the bottom, and the other one has little slits at the top. So you're going to take the one with the bottom and the one with the top, and you're just going to slide them in together. Here, just like that, so they're flat. Okay, just like that. Then on the other side, you're going to do the same thing. That first slit, it's going to go. You see that? Okay, you see? Okay. Then these bigger ones. Okay, see these two bigger pieces? They're going to crisscross and make it sit in a square. Now, this one has 3 slits on the bottom, and this one only has 2. So that means we need to put this one in first. Okay, and it's going to go, you can pick either side, it doesn't matter. It's going to go in the middle slot on both of these sides. Okay, so let me see if I can show you this on camera. It's kind of hard. Okay, and you're going to put it all the way in until it clicks. Till it goes all the way to the bottom. Okay, and we're going to do the other side like that. There, see how that is? And we're going to take this bigger one and we're going to go straight across. Same thing. Okay, so but we're going to do the third part's going to go in this slit right here. See, it's got that middle slit, remember? Okay, so I have to be able to see what I'm doing here. Okay, let me get this one lined up. There we go. Get this one lined up. There we go. And get this one lined up. There we go. One slipped out. It's going to happen. So just be patient. Again, like I said, this one's pretty simple. So look, see, it's just slipped out of its little slot. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, now, there. You see how that's kind of formed a square? Okay, and I'll show you the bottom. See, your little square. Okay, now these little pieces are going to come into play. Now, you want to use, again, we're going to do the same thing as before. You see how these have top slits? These two? We're going to do those first, okay? And it doesn't matter which way that you do them. You're going to do 2 this here and then 2 here. But the first ones need to have the 2 slits at the top. You see these? They don't have any, okay? So we're going to put those in next to the one we just did, okay? Parallel to it. So let me pick it up so I can see what I'm doing. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to put each slot slides into the other slot. Okay. Get these lined up. There we go. this one already popped out. Look at that. Okay. It's really hard for me to see this, so I can keep it on camera for you. Okay, there we go. There's that one. And then we need the other one with the 2 top slots. Okay. So, and you're going to put that on the other side. Okay, all parallel. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. Let's get this little guy in its right spot. There we go. Okay. There. Now, see what we got? Now, next is these 2 are going to go here. Now, you got to match up all 5 of these little slots. So, it's going to, you know, take a little bit of finagling, okay? So, we're just going to go straight in. Okay, let's match up our slots. Okay. Get them all lined up. This end one is not lined up. There we go. It's harder to get all 5 of them lined up. That is a little bit tough. I'm going to have to pick it up so I can see what I'm doing, okay? There we go. You're going to just keep working at it until you get them all matched up. There we go. There's that side. Oh, we got it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, you just got one more. This last one, and we'll have the middle done. Okay. And again, you're going to put all 5 slots in all of these 5 slots. Okay. So now this might be a little easier because it's already kind of set in a square because you've already put all the pieces except for this one in. But I'm not going to speak too soon because when you're trying to do 5 slots at the same time, oops, look, I got them all almost all in except for this guy. So let me move this guy over. There we go. Look, there you go. Look at that. That's the middle of your flower. And these 2 slots are going to go in where your other black slots went in. Okay, with the little surround thing. Okay. So you are going to slide these. Oh, guess what? I was wrong. I think these are going to have to go in. You're going to have to bend these little tabs in. I forgot. Every other card I've ever made of this design, the slots point out, but I forgot. Look, you've got all these tabs already here. So in order for it to fit in there, they're going to have to bend inside in rather than outside. So all we're going to do is switch these bends. It's not a big deal. We're just going to bend those tabs inside instead. Okay. There we go. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because you got to get both of them in there. Okay. So, the easiest thing is I'm going to grab them like this. Do you see? And anything that gets out of whack while we're doing this, we can easily redo. Okay. We can fix it once it's in the flower. Okay. Now, this was going to be tough. This is going to be tricky because you got to get it in that same, this slot, see this slot right here? Can you see that? That's where we're going. The same slot that the other black went in. Okay, I'm going to lift it up just a little bit. Here. There, I'm going to try to make a little gap. There we go. Okay, I got one of them in. Let's get the second one in. Okay. There we go. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky. Okay. Let me show you on the back. So you got 3, and then I got the other 2 in there. Okay, so now we've got to get this one in this same slot. Let me show you again. You see where this one slides in? That's where we're putting these little tabs. And it'll take you a minute. Don't get frustrated, okay? Because you can do it. But it's going to take you a second to get it all finagled. I don't know the word for it. Fussed up, fussied. Fussed about, in the right spot, whatever you want to call it, that's what it's going to be. And so let's make a little bit of a gap here. Okay, I got one in. And then let's put the other one in. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Ha-ha! Look! How cool is that? Now we're going to test it. Okay. So, because of course it's got to close for it to be in the card, right? Look at that. Look how cool that is. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure we get all of these tabs glued really, really well. Okay. So first you're going to go all the way to the bottom to the ones that we just glued in. Then in between those and the next black one, we're going to put some glue. Then in between the black and yellow, we're going to put some glue. Then between these two yellows, there we go. Throw some in there. In between these two yellows, throw some in there. Okay. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and close it to make sure my tabs are going to be glued in the right spot. Okay. And let's do the same on the other side. We go all the way to the very bottom black ones. Run some glue. Then the next black one. Run some glue. In between the black and yellow. In between these two yellows. In between these two yellows. There we go. Now, I kind of want to smush it a little to make sure that I get a good hold on these tabs. Okay. You are almost done. Look how cool that looks. It looks just like a sunflower. Isn't that great? Okay. Last thing to do is put it in the card, and then we'll slide in our little note card too, if you're using that. Okay. So now let me show you the easiest way to do this. You see how this folds? The best way is to kind of line it up on the fold. Okay. Because you want to make sure that it'll fold. Okay. So I'm going to put glue all on one side. Okay, just the green. Don't put glue on anything else. Green and the tabs. That's all you want. Okay. And you want to go get around the edges and especially these little small leaf parts. Now, see what happened right there? I got a little glue on the yellow. That's why I say we need to leave it open for, I don't know. I usually do it overnight, you know, and just to make sure that everything is super duper dry. And two, you don't want, on the cover, you don't want some of that to glue into the envelope, and then they have to rip it to get it out of the envelope, right? Okay, now, remember the two leaves go to the bottom, so I'm going to go just like this, and then I'm going to line this up with this same, but you see it's got two fold lines in here? I'm going to line it up just to the left of that. Now, I want to make sure that my yellow things are not hanging out of the card on either end. Okay, so you're going to put it pretty close to the middle. Okay, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap right there. There we go. And then I'm going to close the card, just like that. Okay, the next part will be easier. Okay, let's make sure that that's good and held. Okay, and then now all we've got to do is put glue down, and then close the card. Okay, let's make sure we get some really good glue around these tabs. Okay, and then you kind of want to outline all this as much as you can. Okay. There we go. You are almost done. Look at this. You're doing a great job. I know they look hard, but if you break it down into small pieces, it's not hard at all. Now, all you have to do is close the card, okay? Because you want to make sure that it closes well, because especially if you're going to be putting it in the mail, okay? So you've got to let it close, okay? Now, I told you when we were on the canvas that I buy one of those boxes of 5x7 cards at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Amazon or whatever you want to use. But also sometimes I also bought a ream of larger copy paper. It's 12 by 18. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it below. And I will make the envelopes out of this lighter paper, especially if I'm going to send it in the mail. Because regular cardstock, I'm always afraid it's going to make it too heavy. So, okay. Got that done. We can slide this in here in a minute. But let's look at our handiwork. You ready? Hello, sunshine. And you know what? You can leave this on here and you can put in there, thank you, happy birthday, I'm so proud of you, whatever you want to do. So look, here you go. Hello, sunshine. And look at that. You did it. What a great job you did. Look at that. How fun is that? Okay, and look, I'm not going to leave this in here. I'm going to let it all dry first, but I'm going to go ahead and slide it in to show you. There we go. You slide it just like that. And I usually leave a little bit of the white sticking out so they really know that they need to, you know, slide it out to read it. So there you go. Look at that. You're finished. You made it. I'm so proud of you. Look at that.